Hello, everyone. You may notice that I'm in a different spot. Well, not really a different spot. I'm just on the ground near my bed. I wanted to switch it up for this video to do a different place. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking about films that have made me cry. Now there's a lot of them. So I can only pick a few that I remembered. I'm the type of person that cries at commercials. I cry at everything. And then nothing. Like, it's so weird. I cry at everything, and then I have a phase where I'm just like, nothing. But anyway, a couple of movies have made me cry, like I said. And the first one, I remember really messing me up. It's Harriet the Spy. I own the VHS still for this movie. It's about this girl named Harriet, and she writes in her journal every day. Sorry, I have a wedgie. She writes in her journal every day, and she has this nanny who I forget her fucking name, but it's played by Rosie O'Donnell, and the nanny and her are really close, because movies during this time period are set in the 90s. The parents were usually off working and really didn't neglect the kids, but didn't give them the care and attention they needed, so they had nannies or other parental figures take care of them, and they grew attached to them. And Rosie O'Donnell and Harriet were very close. They just got each other, and yeah, they were really close, and they just spoke their own language. It was really sweet to watch. And the part where I cry at is when the nanny, spoiler alert, has to leave. Partly because, now this is where I think is stupid, the parents make Rosie O'Donnell leave because she said, well, Harriet needs to grow up, and Rosie was babysitting her one night and took Harriet to the movies, and they're like, you can't do that. But I'm like, you don't even watch her, you're not even here anyway, stupid parents. But so she has to leave, and I it's I hiccup sobbed. Snot running down my nose, a really good sob. And I when rewatching it, I still cry my eyes out watching that scene. It's so anything where a parent or a parental figure has to leave, I'm like that fucks me up. And then another part that makes me sad is not only does the nanny leave, Harriet experienced troubles with school. The school bully reads her diary out loud, and all her friends just exile her. And it gets good at the end, but that Harriet struggles, and her favorite person leaving, 10 out of 10 teardrops. Alright, time for the second movie. The second movie is Moonlight. I cry. I rewatch movies. I know that's not a popular thing, but it gives me comfort. But rewatching Moonlight, just how well it's done makes me cry, because it's just a masterpiece. And it's Moonlight's about, if you haven't seen it already, which I highly recommend you do, is about Chiron and his stages through life. Do I have makeup on my teeth? No. As a kid, a young adult, and then an adult. And he's black, and that shows the struggles he has to deal with being black in this country, but also that he's gay too. He's a black gay man, and his this is his coming of age story, and his relationship with Kevin makes me cry. And I cry at the ending when Chiron says that Kevin's the only man that's ever touched him. It's just so sentimental, and it makes me sob. And when Chiron visits his mom when he's older, also makes me just cry. And when I talk about crying, it doesn't have to be necessarily sad cry. It's just all the emotions are bubbling up, and you just have to expel them somehow. And so that's the second movie that makes me cry. And the third movie is, I think, the definition of sad. If you like want to cry as lame is, I remember going to see this movie. I was crying like at the pre-credits, or like before this movie even started. I was sobbing in the movie theater, just hiccup crying. And it's just so sad. It's in France during like if you learn anything about world history, France had a lot of like stuff going on with the power struggles, wealth distribution. I can say that word correctly. And just if you were rich, you would, well, not even that. Like if basically if you were comfortable, you were fine. But if you were poor, it wasn't good for you. And the book is huge. It's a musical, and it follows now I'm gonna say these names are really wrong. Valjean, played by Hugh Jackman, it was a criminal, but then someone showed him an act of mercy, and he decided to turn his life around for the better. My lipstick looks horrible. For the better. And I cried like all his story, and when I really cried was Fantine, played by Anne Hathaway. Her "Ride Had a Dream" song, like my body, like I thought I was gonna go into shock with how much I cried during this scene. And because she had a child, and the man just left, so she couldn't care for Cassette, that's her child, and so she had to sell her hair eventually and sell her teeth, and she was starving. The book deals with a lot of like how you deal with mercy once it's given to you, how you deal with struggles that are forced upon you, starving women, and how, like, it's a warning too, because it deals with like a lot of children, their innocence taken away. So a lot is packed. No wonder it's a long book, because it deals with a lot of like deep stuff, and I just cry at this movie. Like I said, it's a definition of sad. That's a very sad movie. And then another movie I cry at is called Us and Them, and it's a Chinese film, and I don't remember. Shoot, I had to look this up, but Us and Them is on Netflix, and the whole time I was crying because it's about two strangers. And it switches from black and white, which I think is cool. It's about two strangers who meet on a train, and then their love story. Oh my fucking god, like, this movie made me cry, and it has, and I'm so sorry if I pronounce these names wrong, Zhao Dongju, who I think she's so beautiful in this movie, and then Boran Jing. They're the two, like, main, characters, and their love story is sweet and tragic. I highly recommend, like all the movies, you go see this, if it's still on Netflix. I hope so. I went, and then I watched all of her, like, because she was so good in the movie, Zhao Dongju, that I went to see all her other movies, and she's a great actress. Yeah, it's definitely a tearjerker for sure. And the last film, is kind of a wild card. It's Rugrats, the animated film. I cried solely because I think this is when they go to Paris, and Chucky and his dad, they try to like hook him up with somebody. But I cried when Chucky was like, I don't have a mom to dance with. And then I forget the little girl's name. Her mom is like, I'll dance with you, Chucky. Like, I think that's really the first film where, like, I was like, just crying. Oh my goodness. Well, those are some of the films that I've cried at. I've cried at way more. I just A, couldn't remember them, and B, we'd be here all night. I cry at ads. I'm a Cancer, so that just explains everything. Well, I'm gonna have to let you guys go. But I hope, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day, and you can comment what movies have made you cry. Either sad or happy tears. Oh my gosh, I forgot to, there's so many. Honorable mentions. Toy Story 3 made me cry. Yeah. I just remembered that one. Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. has made me cry. Honorable mentions, but yeah, those I have to go. But thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.